Hello, hello, hello. This is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. Welcome to our first session of the flow, breathe and stretch class. So what we're doing today is we're going to be paying attention to breathing while still in a stretch. We can kind of get the concept of going through a flow and breathing in and breathing out as we move in and out of postures, which we'll continue to do so, hence flow. But when we get into our stretch, we so often will stop breathing. So what we want to do is maintain that breath connection. For the next for all these sessions, the 5, we'll be concentrating on 2 things about breathing. We'll be concentrating on breath awareness, being able to be aware of your breathing. You know, how am I breathing? Am I breathing fast? Am I breathing slow? Am I anxious? You know, they're indicators. Our breath is our breathing pattern is an indicator of how we're feeling too. And then also conscious breathing, those 2 things. And what we do is we become the captain of the ship. In other words, our breathing is usually automatic. We don't think about it, it just happens. We don't want to always be aware of our breathing. It's just that we couldn't do that, it wouldn't be possible. But we want to become more aware so that if we're in some kind of something's happening with us, we're upset or we're angry or we're anxious or whatever might be happening, or depressed, we can start to take our breath and help us to kind of move into different states. This is what this is what yoga is about, actually, more than it is about about the flexibility and the strength. That's very much a big part of it, but the breath is the key. So we're going to get started, and as we move through all the 5 sessions, you'll start to understand it or grasp the concept a little bit more. Okay, let's get into our seat. Find that comfortable seat. Take the extra flesh from underneath the sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes. And just begin to watch the breath. So this is breath awareness. Simply watching. Watching meaning it's an inner eye observation. So you're just watching it through how your body feels as you breathe, where the breath is being felt. Also the breath as it enters your nostrils and what it feels like. Is it cool, the air? Is it warm? Obviously it's cooler. It will be cooler. And then what's it like when you exhale? The air is warmer. So there's lots of observations going on. Just observing without doing anything different with the breath, not changing it in any way. So that's breath awareness. Now what we're going to do conscious breathing, literally changing our breath, the rhythm of it, by taking a deep inhale through the nose, trying to get that breath all the way up to the collarbone, and then exhaling, exhale through the mouth, like sighing. You can sigh, whatever, make a sound as you exhale. Then an inhale through the nose, and then an exhale. Let's do one more set. And then exhale. Now we're going into our Ujjayi breath, which is that even inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in and out through the nose, sometimes through the mouth if you feel like you want to exhale through the mouth. So getting the breath to about 3 to 4 counts. Inhale, and the same amount for the exhale. So another 2 sets of those. taking our nervous system to a different, just turning it into something, turning a switch to calm it down or to energize it, to even it out, balance, finding that homeostasis. And then just gently blink your eyelids and open your eyes. And we're going to come and stand at the front of the mat. And once you're at the front of the mat, simply lift up, feel the ground underneath your feet. Lift up nice and tall, take your shoulders and roll them back. Let the arms rest next to your sides. You're in Tadasana, which is the mountain pose, standing tall, thinking about posture, shoulders down, chin parallel to the ground, and the hands are resting next to your sides. Now begin to reconnect with that breath. Maybe starting with a few deep inhalations and the exhalation sighing. If you need to relax a little bit more and prepare yourself as we move in and out of our flow. And then gently open your eyes. Let's begin our flow. Inhale the arms up to the sky. And let's exhale, forward fold. Inhaling halfway to use the breath to move in and out of these postures. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Now you may have done this a million times, but guess what? We're going to concentrate even more on the breathing today. Bring the hands back to your heart. So let's do 2 more sets. Take a deep breath in, stretch through those hands. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhaling, forward fold, and inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. This time, exhale all the way down and stay down. Take a few breaths here. What I call freeze and breathe. Continue to breathe using that Ujjayi breath, but stretching. So do what you like here. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Knees bent, soft, whatever you need. But using the breath, you're inhaling and exhaling. You can get that little sway from side to side. That would be a nice stretch for your spine. Breathing in and out, feeling that wonderful stretch. Then releasing the hands from your elbows, if that's where they are. Take your right foot back, lower your right knee down. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, come up nice and tall, and then twist over to the left. Right hand on the thigh, left hand on the lower back. And then allow your knee to drop forward. And then either stay here with the arms or reach the arms out, depending on what you're feeling like. Take a breath in, spread the fingers. Inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Step the left foot back just into your tabletop. Exhale, press back into your child's pose. And then inhale, float through the cow stretch. And then exhale, lower down, all the way down onto your tummy. Inhaling into your cobra. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Slide the hands next to the chest. Lift back up, round through the spine. And press back into your extended child's pose. Take 1 full breath here. That freeze and breathe. Take an inhale, come back into your tabletop. Take your right leg, reach it back behind you and bend your right knee. Now open it out to the side so the right knee is pointing towards the right side of the mat, and then start to circle that hip around 3 times in one direction. Inhaling and exhaling, loosening up that hip joint, lubricating that joint. And then let's go in the opposite direction. Inhaling
and exhaling. And then place your right knee down, curl the toes under, press back into that extended child's pose and decide stay there or downward dog. Inhaling, coming onto the toes. If you're in your downward dog, exhale and bend the knees. Exhaling, straightening those legs, pressing the heels towards the ground. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. This time exhale, step, or if you want to jump to the front of the mat. Find your way back to the front of the mat, forward fold. Taking an inhale halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. And then inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep, full inhalation. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway. And then exhale, step your left foot back, lower your left knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky and then twist over to the right. Right hand on your lower back, left hand on that that outer thigh. Lean forward. Decide here, stay here, or inhale, reach the arms out. Spread the fingers. Breathing in and out. In and out. So spinal twist. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. And just take your right leg next to your left. Sit back into an extended child's pose. And then inhale, float forward. Exhale, all the way down, chaturanga. Stay here for just a moment. Slide the hands towards the corners of the mat, maybe even off the mat. Press into those hands, maybe make a little cup with your fingers. Elbows soft. Take an inhale, lift your heart and draw your chest forward. You can make this a little tougher by coming onto the fingers. You can make it a little bit easier, let the elbows soften down. Breathing in, squeezing your bottoms. Relaxing the shoulders, freeze and breathe. Inhaling. And then exhaling, lowering down, sliding the hands next to the chest. Press back into your extended child's pose. Either you stay there or inhale into your downward dog. If you're staying in your child's pose, come in onto your hands and knees. And for those in the downward dog, pick your right leg up to the sky. And then open that right hip. Bend your right knee. Same thing we did on our hands and knees. Circle the hip joint around 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. You can do this on your hands and knees. Breathing in and breathing out. And then re-straighten your right leg and square the hips to the ground. Bring your right knee in towards your forehead. Round up like a cat. So try and kiss your knee. And then step your right foot forward. And then lower your left knee down. Reach your arms up. Take an inhale and bend the elbows into cactus shape arms. And then open your chest. And then exhaling, rounding that, bringing those elbows towards each other, rounding the spine into that cat shape. Inhaling, cow, opening up. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, opening. And this time exhale, take the hands down to the ground and then heel toe that right foot a little bit to the left and fold over that right leg. So from here, either hold the stretch for a moment or inhaling, rebend, and then exhaling, folding over that leg. Inhaling, more of a dynamic stretch. And then exhaling, this time everyone keeps that right leg straight. And we're freezing and breathing. So breathing in and out. And in and out. Then take an inhale, flatten out that right foot, curl the back toes under. Slide your left foot forward, about a foot or so. Heel toe that right foot out to the right a few inches and fold over your front leg. So some of us are going to be on the shins, our thighs, some on the ground. And you're going to lift your heart, and then you're going to exhale, fold over. So you're coming back into that cat and cow shape. Inhale, lift up halfway. Then exhale, fold over. One more time, inhale, lift. Then exhale, fold over and hold. Freeze and breathe. Inhale. I'm loving that. You probably don't like it, but I love it. Freeze and breathe. Makes you think, right? Inhaling and exhaling. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the prana moving through the body. Then take an inhale, rebend your right knee, and just bring your left foot forward. Just slide it forward, forward fold. Take one deep breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale halfway, coming, and then exhale, forward fold, and let's inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take an inhale, lift your arms up, exhaling, forward fold. Take an inhale halfway, and this time exhale, step back, downward dog. Either stay downward dog or extended child's pose. Take a breath in, and then inhale into your plank. Knees down or up. Exhale, lower down onto your tummy. Inhaling, sliding your hands back into that position where your hands are on the corners of the mat rather than directly in front of you. If that doesn't feel good, do a regular cobra. Lift your heart. Press your bottom cheeks as if you're squeezing something between them. Tops of the feet lifting, and we're breathing in. And we're breathing out. Whew. Inhaling. And then exhale, lower down, sliding your hands next to your chest, pressing back up, pressing into your child's pose with the arms extended. And then either stay here or inhale, downward dog. Take one full breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Now bring your right foot in towards your left foot, downward dog, people. Extended child, you come into your tabletop. Everybody pick your left leg up. Now take your left knee, open it up, bend the knee, and then circle around. 3 times one direction, 3 times in the other. Either in this pose or on your hands and knees, just like we did before. Round and round, loosening up that hip joint. And then re-straightening that left leg, squaring the hips, bring the knee in towards your forehead no matter where you're at, and then step your left foot between your hands. So you might have to help it and lower your right knee down. Lift yourself up, reach the arms up to the sky, bending the elbows, those cactus shapes, and then push back, and then bring the arms towards each other, round through the spine. Inhale, open, chest opens. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhaling, rounding. You might be starting to feel a little bit sweaty. Inhale, opening. And then from here, exhale, hands down to the ground. Heel toe that left foot in just a little bit to the right. Fold over that left leg. Breathing in and out. Notice if you stop breathing, then just start to breathe again. You can stay there or do a few little flow dynamic stretches here. Inhaling into your lunge, exhaling, rounding over your left leg. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, lifting and lunging, and then exhaling, folding. This time hold, everyone. But breathe, inhale and exhale. Conscious breathing. Keep going. You are the captain of your ship. You're going to decide how to breathe So when you're going back into automatic breathing or unconscious breathing, you've kind of laid the groundwork for what the automatic breathing is going to be like, if that makes sense. Rebend your left knee, curl your back toes under, slide your right foot closer to your left foot, and then open your left foot out a little bit to the left, and then let yourself fold over. Option here, lift up halfway. You might have your hands on your shins or on blocks. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, forward fold. This time, let yourself stay here in your forward fold. Breathing in and out. So think about that, huh? You pass, it's kind of like you're passing the baton to the automatic breathing system so that it can kind of say, I think I'll take what you've just, how you've just turned, it will take it that way rather than change it. So eventually you're more relaxed and calm most of the time anyway, not all the time. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, step your right foot forward, forward fold. Take an inhale halfway, exhaling, forward fold, and then inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Lift up and take a pause, hands in front of your heart, Tadasana. Let the arms rest next to your sides and simply spin the palms forward. Wake up those fingers. The fingers are spread. So you're going to be, I'll spin around so you can see me, and soften the shoulders down, take a breath in. You can close the eyes again. Inhaling and exhale. At this point, you're doing more exhalations through the through the nose. And then gently blink your eyelids open. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Open the feet about as wide as the mat. You're still at the front of your mat, but you can spin around. We're going to go into a squat. We're going to come all the way down. Some of us will not be able to go too far. So you go as far as that's comfortable for you. It might be pretty high. You might only go, I want you to try and keep your feet flat if possible. You can sit on a bolster if you'd like. Now from here, wherever you might be, if your hands can touch the ground, place the hands on the ground. If not, the hands are on the thighs. We're going to take a breath in, lift through the heart. So cat and cow shapes. And exhale, look back behind you. Round the spine. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, look back. Inhale, lift, hip openers. Exhaling, round. And then one more time, inhale, lift. And then exhale, straighten those legs. Take your toes, turn them forward. Just let yourself hang here for a moment. No tension. Keep the breath moving, inhaling and exhaling. So for the next session, we'll do some back bends. That will be just kind of getting your body warmed up in the first session. And then we'll do some back bends this week. Now, you'll be at the front of the mat. Just step your legs back into your downward dog, and then lower the knees to the ground. Now walk your hands to your knees. Come onto those toes. Just bring the feet in towards each other, maybe even touching the inner edges of your feet. Let your knees open. Your arms are between your legs, and I want you to lower yourself down and just let yourself relax here, either with the arms in front, or some of you might be able to slide the hands back behind your feet, and you can cradle the heels with your hands. This is called garland. Drop your head. If you need, you can always put something underneath your heels, like a block, or if it's a thin block. And notice, did you stop breathing? Just come back to the conscious breathing. So getting the breath now to the back of the body. Eventually, with practice, you want your breath to be more, as much at the back as in the front. So release the hands from the heels, come onto your right hip, and swing your legs forward. Oh. So that's an all back stretch too. So you're stretching the whole length of your back. And then slide your bottom to your heels, and let's lower yourself onto your back. Let's hug your knees into your chest. Whew, little rocks from side to side. And then take your hands just below your knees, and your knees can stay together, and circle this. Instead of just rocking from side to side, circle around 3 times in one direction, then 3 times in the other. Your breath, you can now hand it back over to the unconscious part of your brain. So that's the breathing is the brain stem, so it's the most primitive part of our brain. So you're passing it back over, and it's going, you're pretty relaxed, huh? And that's exactly what it will be. Take your knees over to the left, into our spinal twist, turn your gaze to the right. You'll be relaxed, less stressed. And now you can just let the breath be what it is. If it makes sense, it will start to make sense to you after a while. What we're doing here in these classes, why breathing is so important, and the conscious breathing. Hug your knees into your chest, maybe bring your forehead to your knees if you'd like, and then open the arms out to the sides, drop your knees to the right, turn your gaze to the left. So if you're feeling stressed, take the baton back from your unconscious mind and say, I'll take over for a little bit, I'll calm myself down, then I'll pass it back. That's what we're doing here. And eventually it'll be more normal to have calm breath than to have hyper or anxious breathing. And then take your left foot, hug your knees into your chest, take your left foot to the left corner of the mat, right to the right. Let your arms rest out to the sides, palms spinning upwards, chin slightly tucked, as if there's an apple being held between your chin and your chest. Feet splay open naturally, keeping the hips nice and loose and at ease. Closing the eyes and let yourself just melt into your mat. Nothing more to do. Nothing more in this practice. Just noticing. Now we go back to breath awareness without doing anything with the breath. We're just watching it. What's different? And then you can move away from watching the breath and just be. You don't want to become obsessed with the breath, but you want to kind of take hold of it a little bit. So that it's not controlling you. You have control over it, which we've been given a gift to do that. Because it's the only system in the body, that the respiratory, that we can control as well. Or we can control, we can manage, we can change it, switch it. We can't do it with anything else, any other system. But it does, I'm going to come up and close the practice. So more to talk about over the next few days. So as you continue with your Shavasana, I will seal the practice for today. Try to do at least 2 to 5 minutes of Shavasana, which we just did lying down. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal the practice for this session, this is 1 of 5. I would suggest you do all 5. They all add up. There's an incremental
piece to each class, but you're also learning a lot about the breathing. And it's such an important part of our health, mentally, physically, spiritually, our longevity, our happiness, all that. So thank you for joining my class. This is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. And if you're interested in my live classes, feel free to go to my website, yogawithrebeccajane.com. Have a lovely day, everyone. Namaste. Thank you. I'll see you soon.